Hi divers, Alec, Peirce, Scuba. Tech tips, another idea, another thought, some information that might be useful to you. Again, this is another tech tip in a direct response to a comment, to a question. And so keep those comments coming. They give me great ideas. So here we go. A tech tip from Scuba 2000, yeah, in Toronto. Wonderful dive storm, by the way. This particular viewer, thanks very much, said, my BCD fills with water. Is that normal? Yeah. Yeah, that's normal. BCDs fill with water. That's the way it is. Let me explain first of all why they fill with water, and then secondly, if you're all getting a lot of water in your BCD, too much water in your BCD, maybe there's something you can do about it. First of all, the BCD by its very construction, it's a bag, as you know, and it has a hose on it. I don't know if you can see this hose here, Kevin. It has a hose on it, and you press the blue button, air goes in, gives you buoyancy, and then when you let air out, you press the button on the end, and air comes out. Well, as air comes out, because this is just a little valve in there, just an open valve, just a little flutter valve, when air comes out, water tends to go in and down this hose into the BC. So it gets water in it. Now, it's even more pronounced if you use this dump, the quick dump. Most BCs, you pull on the hose, and there's a dump. Let me take this off of here, Kevin. You can do this with your own BC. You can actually carefully unscrew the top, the shoulder. Don't lose that little gasket, the little rubber gasket. And sometimes it falls to the floor, you don't notice it. BCD won't work. So keep that gasket. So with most BCDs now, they have what's called a quick dump. And you pull on the handle down here, and it opens the valve up here. So you can dump the air quickly, rather than holding this up in the air and letting a little bit out under control. This is what that's for. You let a little bit out. Because when you pull on here, a whole bunch goes out. Sometimes too much, and you start to sink. But anyway, so when you do that, then more water tends to go in. Let me show you what's up in here. If you unscrew the top, and again, you can do this on most BCs. If you unscrew the top in here, then you'll see that there's the valve. Watch, when I pull on the cord, see? You see the cone in there? Yep. Well, that cone seals against that O-ring. Sits right there. See? And it comes up and out. When you pull down on that, then the air in the BC rushes out. But you can see it's a big hole. You see that, Kevin? It's a big hole down in there. So as the air rushes out, water rushes in, right in through that hole and into your BC. So if you use the BC, even once, you get a little bit of water. If you use it twice, you get twice as much. And so on. You'll understand how mathematics works, right? So the more you use your BCD, the more water you get in the BCD. Now, the manufacturers have tried to reduce the amount of water. The cap that's screwed on the top, underneath that cap, if you look closer, you'll see a little exhaust valve. There's that white thing there is an exhaust valve, Kevin. Exhaust valve means it only works one way. You can't suck air in, but you can blow it. It's a one-way exhaust valve. So air can rush out, but the water coming in is restricted, but it's not restricted completely. So when all this is put back together, if you pull on this, air comes out. That's what's supposed to happen, but water will go in. So getting water in your BCD is common. That's a normal part of operation. How do you stop getting water in the BCD? Well, you can't. It's part of normal operation, but some divers will come to the surface and they don't seem to have very much water. Meanwhile, you're turning yours upside down and dumping the water out. If you read my earlier tech tips about taking care of your BCD, you got to dump that water out. It's got salt and sand in there, and pretty soon you've ruined your inflator valve, which is steel, chrome steel. It's ruined from the salt, and the BCD is dirty, and so you got to get that out of there. And so you turn your BCD up and you turn it out, and you got gallons of water. It's half full of water. While the dive master from the boat, he turns it over, a little bit of water, it's done. Why the big difference? It's simple. He's experienced. You need to try, if you possibly can, to control your buoyancy better. So you don't have to use the BCD as much. Every time you pull on that dump, or even if you use this mechanism, a little bit of water goes in. If you do it twice, you get twice as much. 3 times as much, and so on. If you tend to use your BCD a lot, if you find, just watch yourself during a dive. If you use your BCD a lot, you're often putting air in and letting it out, putting air in and letting out. Try to slow down. Try to control your buoyancy in other ways. Watch your weight, breathing. We're going to talk about that a little while. So you're not using the BCD as much. If you don't use the BCD as much, you won't get very much water in it. Over a period of time, you'll get better and better at it. But just to put your comments, put your mind at rest, yes, you get water in a BCD, and that's exactly why you need to rinse it out once in a while. We're going to talk about that too. Okay, so there you go. Yes, you get water in the BCD, and there's some ideas on how to keep it from getting excessive. Alec Peirce, Scuba at Scuba 2000 with another tech tip. Talk to you soon.